This sounds really out there, but my wife and I, Ginger, were talking about how do we help the kids understand there's more to life than charging an iPhone, right? Because that's what that's our world, is we're worried about how our phones are going to be charged next. And it's like, so we talked to them and we're like, well, we're either going to go to China or we're going to go to India.
Give them some perspective.
Yeah.
The following program features a bunch of doofuses talking about the automotive aftermarket. The stuff we or our guests may say do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of our peers, our sponsors, or any other associations we may have. There may be some spicy language in this show, so if you get your feelings hurt easily, you should probably just move along. So without further ado, it's time for Confessions of a Shop Owner with your host, Mike Allen.
I want to be careful. It might be wet. I'm just kidding.
Jim
Kokonis was very close to it.
Okay.
And he's a passionate speaker, if you know what I say. Yeah. So, so we were trying to record with Jim Kokonis of today's class, who I think you know, and Justin Allen of Hunter Engineering, who I think everybody knows, right? And we've been trying to get a recording down with them since day one.
Yes.
And
our first attempt was like February.
And it was an amazing episode, and the files were corrupted, and so it was lost.
No way.
We lost the episode.
And then we had two attempts with technological difficulties.
One or two,
and then today.
I know one time Jim was in the middle of moving, and he was on hotel Wi-Fi. He was homeless.
Yeah.
Living in a hotel.
Right.
Only for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
He had a quick close on his house. It sold immediately.
Oh, man.
And he had to wait to close on for the sellers to get out of the house that he had bought.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
And so this morning it was like, we're finally going to make it happen. And then I didn't have my fourth camera set up. And so I stole a camera from the podcast booth next door and a microphone and got it all hooked up. And we're like, we got 45 minutes because I got to get all their shit back over there and plugged in.
But it worked out. So
Yeah,
We finally got it.
So I would say Darrin Barney,
Yeah.
Elite Worldwide, and Elite Pro Service, returning to the podcast for the second time.
Yeah.
Last time you were here, you got about 1.5 million views, so good job.
Thanks.
I'm going to need you to one up that this time, so
We're
bring your
going to
A
want
game.
a solid 1.7 million this time.
I think we're going to need to focus on efficiency, and I'm going to go with 500,000 views per 10-minute segment.
Okay.
That'll work.
Yeah, that works.
Actually, I think you calculated that wrong. I think a guy like you would calculate it 6 minutes at a time, typically.
Yeah, for 6 minutes per tenth. Yeah, because
per
it's all
tenth.
about the hours.
Yeah.
So,
No pressure, though.
yeah, no pressure.
Yeah.
So, we have a very technically minded shop owner.
I don't know about technically minded. I know a couple things.
Well, you're a technician-minded shop owner,
Yeah.
and I'm an evil shop owner who only cares about money over all other things.
I only care about fixing cars.
Yeah, and
There's a happy medium, you know? That's what we had to learn.
To be quite honest, we're like into probably, if the happy medium is at, if he's 0 and I'm 100, we're at 70.
Yeah.
We're at.
did you just call me a zero?
I
Whoa.
put you on the 0 side intentionally. 100%.
Well, I mean,
You know
What
what,
are you gonna
Mike?
do?
You're higher than a 0 for me. I just want you to know
thank
that.
you. On a
know?
scale
Yeah.
of weight from 0 to 100, I would be
Listen.
closer to 0 than you.
I will. There's no sumo suits to protect you here.
Okay, so last time you were on,
Yeah.
we were at Vision, and Brian wasn't there, so you're getting to meet Brian today, which is
Yeah.
exciting.
This is really cool. I've seen him online, but you know,
yeah.
that Miata video was
I know, right?
awesome. So yeah, that was good. So I come from Grand Junction, and that's where Flying Miata's from.
Oh, okay.
And they do all the LS swaps into Miatas.
Oh,
and
very
so I
cool.
saw that, and I was like,
Where they actually make Miatas kind of cool, as opposed to me, I'm riding around with 94 horsepower.
Somebody
It's
had mentioned
okay.
LS swapping, and I thought a 4BT Cummins was more my speed. I'm like, dude, you got to put a 4BT in that. I worked with a guy at
Just
a
a
dealer.
diesel smokestack right out of the hood.
Yeah, I worked with a guy with a dealer that had a 4BT and a Nissan 300.
That's ridiculous and amazing.
was
see, why not do a
awesome.
6BT, though? That's the thing. Just do a 6BT.
I don't know if it fit.
You just make it fit.
There's
Just
will,
cut.
there's a way.
Just
Well,
cut.
it
Yeah.
will fit. You'd have
Yeah.
to externally mount the radiator.
You got a torch
You'd
and a
have
welder.
to
You're
relocate
okay.
the radiator. You'd probably cut the trunk out, put the radiator down in the trunk with a couple cooling fans. I mean, you can do it.
Hey there, I've got to tell you about something new for our industry, Tectonic 2026, presented by Techmetric. This isn't just a user conference. It's built for the whole shop. Owners, advisors, and techs each have sessions designed for what they actually do every day. It's 3 days in Houston, Texas, filled with workshops, panels. We're expecting over 1,000 people from around the country. You don't have to be a Techmetric user or customer to attend. Tap the link in the show notes to check out Tectonic 2026. Grab early bird pricing while you still can.
Look, here's the deal. I like to think that I'm pretty good at running an auto repair shop. It's what I've done for 20 plus years, but I'm not good at managing a marketing budget and all the different facets of a truly well-rounded marketing plan. There's mail, there's local advertising, there's website, there's Google AdWords, there's all the different things that go into that, and it's just not what I'm good at. So what I've chosen to do is to buy myself the time to focus on what I am good at while having someone else execute on all of those things at a way higher level than anything I could ever do. That's what turnkey auto marketing does for me. So if you feel like you could use some of that same magic, I'm going to recommend that you go to turnkeyautomarketing.com, get a free consultation, tell them that I sent you, tell them that Confessions of a Shop Owner sent you. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah. Anything's possible.
Have you seen the trunk? It's really small. It can fit in my book bag.
I promise it'll fit a radiator. You take the spare
Okay.
tire and your TV stabilizer links out.
So it's the last day of. I can't make that admission on the radio. I was going to talk about what I accidentally brought to the convention, and I put it in the trunk of the Miata when I realized, and it was a measurable percentage of the trunk capacity was taken up by that handheld device.
Yeah.
So it was like, it's tiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It was accidental.
part of life.
I'm used to coming to these conventions where I got to fly.
Yeah.
So I leave most of those handheld devices at the house,
Yeah.
And I didn't have to fly this time. I just threw my book bag in the truck like
when
normal.
I flew out, or when I was driving away from my house on Wednesday morning, early in the morning.
We're talking about my iPad, by the way.
Yeah, your iPad. So I left my cordless hole. I obviously to fly, I got to leave my cordless hole puncher at home.
Yeah.
And I, get to Tim Hortons drive-through, and I'm a big guy. I got a big truck, but you're a big guy, so I got to unbuckle my seatbelt to get in my wallet. And as I hit my seatbelt, I was cordless hole puncher equipped, and luckily I was only 2 minutes from my house, so I got my iced coffee. I turned around, went home, put it in the safe, and then went to the airport.
You don't just
Just
leave it.
have it every day.
gotta be careful.
Every day.
I mean,
every
you
day.
think about it. There's a lot of those in glove boxes at the airport parking deck every day, right? I mean, you don't have to go to the
People
house.
must.
It's a great place to go shopping for off-brand.
In New York State, your vehicle is not considered a secure place to store that. So
yeah, you're
actually,
in
if
the
somebody steals
People's
it out
Republic
of
of
your
New
vehicle,
York. Mhm.
instead, the People's Republic of Kathy Hochul, instead of really going after the person who broke into your vehicle and is illegally possessing your cordless hole puncher, they will actually charge
iPad.
you for not securing your iPad
Your iPad Mini.
Yeah.
Pro
Yeah.
with.
So last time you were on,
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
we talked about your history and Barney Brothers,
Yeah.
and your automotive focused business, and how you became a coaching client
Yeah.
of Elite, and then you became a coach
Right.
with Elite, and then you became the owner of Elite.
Yeah.
I would really enjoy. That's quite the progression, right?
That's very cool.
Been a quite fun journey. Yeah.
Yeah. The student
really-
became the master, right? It's like you're like a living kung fu movie.
You just explained that. I'm starting to sweat a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like this guy. I understand the type of push this guy has now. I'm getting it. I understand. With
Darren,
that
don't play.
introduction, I now understand your drive.
Yeah.
You also have a certified badass daughter,
Yeah.
who we met on the cruise last year, who knows 17 different ways to kill you with her fists.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well, see, she was born 2.5 months early. And so she literally has been fighting from the day
Oh,
that
she's
she's
been
born.
fighting
And
all her
so
life.
she just
Yep.
it's just who she is. She's awesome.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I mean, you're not supposed to, be too braggy on your kids, but I'm really proud of her.
That's
Proud
very
of all the
cool,
kids, but
man.
she just
but
sees something
he's
and she
more
goes,
proud of her than of you guys. Disappointed.
way.
I'm looking into the camera.
I mean, anybody who overcomes adversity you know,
Yeah.
and beats the challenges. I love that.
Plus, I
That's a
never
good-
thought I'd be biased towards my kids, but my kids do cool stuff.
So-
My kid's cool. I wish I was as cool as Sam. I wish I was as cool as Ron. My kids. I wish I was as cool as my kids.
I feel that sometimes.
Yeah.
So when I was, my wife, she was 2.5 months preemie.
Right.
And 2.5 months preemie now is a problem. 2.5 months preemie in 1978 is a bigger
I
problem,
can't
right?
imagine.
And she has a clear memory of a defining moment in her life that, and I don't know if it's a God-given thing or what that decides how you react to these types of moments, but she remembers being at elementary school, and her mom was in the guidance counselor's office, and she was playing in the hallway right outside because they had sent her outside. And she remembers the guidance counselor telling her mother, Amanda will never be a high achiever. Amanda will never go to college.
I had that. I had that moment. I have a defining memory like that.
And now she's got more college than she has grade school, right? She's a board certified pediatric dentist who goes into the OR to do whole mouth rehabilitation on children with special needs.
I had a teacher tell me that I wasn't going to amount to anything, and I have more income than every teacher in the district. So it's okay now.
Well, I'm super proud of Amanda, but she's always had that fire in that fight because, you know, a child hears that about themselves from an adult they look up to, and they can be crushed, and they can think, well, okay, it's going to be okay to be mediocre for the rest of my life because that's what's expected of me.
Or they can choose to try harder.
Or you can be like, you know what? I'm going to show you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna crush it. And she had that anger in her for the rest.
You can choose excellence.
Yeah. And so how do you instill that in children without a scarring experience like that?
So, like, can I tell a little bit of a story?
Yeah,
here?
absolutely.
You know, so the when we were shop was still really struggling, right? And Ginger's pregnant with Allison, and she 2.5 months early, we're in the hospital, and everybody's like, "Dude, you got $1 million baby. You know, it's going to cost you $1 million." And I'm like, and I had nothing. I mean, literally had barely enough in our checking account, savings account, anything to make everything work. And I was so freaked out about this $1 million baby and how I was going to pay for it. And so I'm at home 1 or 2 nights afterwards, and I'm literally laying in bed and I couldn't sleep. And I'm praying to God, and I'm like, help me out. I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to pay for this baby?
Hey, everybody. I wanted to take a minute to tell you about the coaching organization I've been involved with for, over 20 years now. Elite. Elite Worldwide, they don't give you a one-size-fits-all solution. They tailor the coaching specifically to you and your shop. They pair you with an experienced coach who is either a current or a former shop owner, and they turn strategies into actual action and accountability and results. Whether it's improving your service advisor's sales, growing your shop, growing to multiple locations, they really have you covered. They've got training for all of those things. Clients of Elite really see results, higher profits, stronger teams, a better work-life balance. If you're ready to take the next step, visit eliteworldwide.com to schedule your discovery session. That's eliteworldwide.com to start working on your business rather than in it. Tell them that you heard about them on Confessions of a Shop Owner so that I get a pat on the back or maybe a box of chocolates or something. That would be awesome. Thanks.
It sounds really silly now, but at the time it was the biggest thing to me is how I was going to pay for this $1 million baby. And so I prayed about it. I kept praying, and I was like, okay, you help me with this. I will do everything in my power to raise those kids and make them into somebody.
Right.
You know, and so then the next day we're in seeing her, and she's in the incubation stuff and in the NICU, and they're in there where Ginger and I are looking at her, and we're doing this thing called kangaroo care, where you hold them on your chest, you know, for an hour, and then they put them back in, and they come in and they're like, hey, we need to come talk to you about billing. And I'm like, okay, here we go. So Ginger and I go, they take us, and it's in this makeshift office, and it's in this stairwell with rusty pipes, and it's like something out of a movie, right? And it's literally, there's a desk there.
The
And I'm like,
office at local auto.
well, I'm expecting this guy to come out named Guido to come out and threaten to break my legs. And that's what I felt like, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, just was so
Some
defeated.
anti-Italian sentiment there. Continue your story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was it was heavy though, because you're
Yeah.
like, what the heck's happening, right? And the lady's like, well, I have some really good news for you. Because your daughter weighs whatever that thing was, she's like, the government's going to step in and they're going to pay 100% of her medical bills. You'll just have to pay for a few little things, whatever. And I sat there and I just cried. And I did. And the lady's like, it's okay, sir. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is.
Well,
So it started that though for me of like, what do I do to really, I owe God for this. And so I did it with all three of my kids. And you've heard me talk about it before. It's like, I do monthly meetings with them and I do so much stuff with them, trying to help them to be the best they can be. Not what I want, but what God wants them to do, And it's like, you're seeing Allison has really just taken it and really pushed it to a whole nother level. I mean, she amazes me because that's the same thing you were talking about. They're like, she will never amount to anything. They didn't say she wouldn't amount to anything. They said she's always going to be delayed. She's going to be she's going to have
behind the
troubles
eight
all
ball
over her life.
forever, all right?
Yeah. Her voice was so raspy from the feeding tubes that they forced down her throat. When she would talk, she would, and it was like, it crushed me because it's like, you're going to have that battle for all of her life, right? But she's overcome it. She keeps going, and she's awesome. But anyway, there's just so much behind that where I hear about your wife, and it's like, dude, you can do it,
Well, so then this is not where I thought our conversation was going to go, but how do you instill grit in children that are raised in an environment where they want for nothing?
It's hard.
Because I'm very blessed that my father built a good business, and so I grew up wanting for nothing.
Right.
And I've been fortunate enough to be able to grow the business a little bit. And my children, they go to private school, and I like to think that they're not spoiled, but compared to a lot of America, they are totally spoiled. So how do I not have an entitlement mentality? I mean, we go to church, we go to small group.
Of course.
We do a family Bible study. I'm trying to get them to, they all have chores that they have to do. But still, like, I've got one that knows he's not a 4-year university individual.
Yeah.
He's plenty smart to do it. He just has no desire. And that's what I should have done. I should have had the maturity to realize that, but I wanted to go have the party, right? And so, next month we're going to Wake Tech's apprenticeship and trade open house thing.
Yeah.
To see if there's a specific trade he'd like to investigate further. I've got one who's going to take the world over, right? She's already told me she wants to be the ruler of CarFix. So we're going to talk about we're going to talk about some leadership mentality, right?
Yeah.
And then I've got one kind of in the middle, right? So the question is, how do you get those people who come from a place of not a place of want and need to still have that hunger and that drive and that thirst to be excellent?
That's a great question. So this sounds really out there, but my wife and I, Ginger, were talking about how do we help the kids understand there's more to life than charging an iPhone, right? Because that's what that's our world, is we're worried about how our phones are going to be charged next. And it's like, so we talked to them and we're like, well, we're either going to go to China or we're going to go to India.
Give them some perspective.
Yeah. And so we did. We took the oldest two, Dylan and Allison, we took them to India with us. And it was a life-changing experience for all of us, because you're walking around and there's like literally, you look out and there's some guy going to the bathroom in the middle of a field, right? And there's like kids that have nothing, and you're like, it was a culture shock. There were so many times where we're riding in this bus and I look over at my daughter and she would look out and she would look at me and like, did you just see that? And look at me to see if I saw it too. And
did you go on a mission trip, or was this just a trip that y'all planned?
It was just, we go on trips with a great guide that's takes you in, and we actually went and did humanitarian work and helped cook meals and did all this stuff.
Very
so
cool.
It's not just, you see the highlights. We saw the Taj Mahal and all the cool stuff there, right? But it was like immersing in the culture. We walked on the streets. We actually went and were with the people. And I think it really helped my kids, though, to see that there's more to life than the nice clothes, the nice shoes, the phone, all of those things. It's like there's people out there that really, they live 10 people in a little room that's as big as, these two tables put together. And they're somehow happy. And they smile and they're nice to you. You run into people there and they do the craziest thing. It's like, have you ever been to India?
No.
It's like unreal. Okay. So there's so many people everywhere. You're walking down the street and you're constantly getting bumped into, right? It's shoulder checked. And it's like, and what they do is they all turn to you and they do this and they go, namaste. And it's the craziest thing, because that busy, and yet people are always constantly going namaste. And I was like, where am I? And they're all so nice and they give you stuff, and it's like, they're really nice people. And to me, it was culture shock. We go from that, of this loving culture of namaste, and my soul honors your soul on its journey is what namaste means. There's a bunch of different interpretations, but that's my takeaway, right? So
Okay.
I honor you. It's like no matter where you're at in life, it's like, I understand and good luck. I'm here with you. We're together. So we're doing all this stuff in India. We go through this and we come back into LAX. Okay. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. We've been up for 28 hours, however long the flight was. We're going crazy through. I'm trying to keep my kids and my wife, and I'm dragging all this luggage, and I get shoulder checked. So I turn around and I do this namaste thing. This guy clocks back. He's ready to punch me and knock me out. And it was just such a different world than what I just witnessed in India, where it was like peace, and it's like people have nothing. But yet I'm going to get knocked out because I accidentally bumped into some guy. I'm turning around looking for my kids, and I get bumped into him. I'm sorry, man. I really am. I didn't mean to run into you. But it was like such a difference of where we are compared to where we should be as people, right? I mean,
one, I think that's a great message. And two, I think you shouldn't be a jerk to people at LAX like that, Darrin.
I felt bad. I was like, what did I do? Seriously, I was like, because the guy was huge. He would have throttled me, But it was like,
roid rage, guaranteed.
Well, I mean, he didn't know that my daughter was behind me. And he would have snapped his neck.
Yeah, well, your daughter would have broke his fingers.
Oh, could you imagine?
Taken off his fingers and shoved his own fingers into his eyeballs. It would have been it would have been like crazy.
The John Wick.
Yes.
Of humanitarian missions.
But but I really think that it has to. But I don't know. I'm dealing with that with Adam, because Adam has an entitled mentality where he sees that brother and sister are working hard and they're getting stuff. My daughter just bought a motorcycle. She's just turned 17 and she worked her butt off to go buy a crotch rocket, and he wants.
How do you feel
now.
about that?
I'm actually good. Ginger, do not ask. She is so pissed at her and me right now, and I'm like, hey, she worked for it. She's got her license. She can't even ride it till February because she has to have it for a year.
Motorcycle safety training,
of course. Oh yeah,
and then
helmets
get her through the entry level course. And ATGAT is an acronym: all the gear, all the time.
Perfect.
ATGAT.
ATGAT.
I don't care if it's hot. Asphalt still hurts.
Yeah.
You wear all the protective gear, head to toe, regardless of if it's a short ride just to the store, if it's just going to dinner, because cars don't pay attention and they turn left in front of you all the time. And a fender bender a mile from the house is just as deadly as going fast on the interstate in the wrong situation on a motorcycle. All the gear all the time.
Okay. Allison, you're going to watch this. I'll make sure wherever camera.
This one right here. Yeah.
Allison, hear that? Okay. That's coming from Mike, so we got to do that.
Advice.
I've got 500,000 miles on two wheels before I had children, and I've stopped. As much as I love motorcycles, I've stopped riding because I understand that the risk level is there. Now, you don't have children yet, and it opens up a whole new world to you. The way that you experience the world driving around it with no windshield and no roof is so much different than the way you experience it in a cage. So enjoy that adventure. By all means, go to all the national parks you can on two wheels, but all the gear all the time.
Okay, all the gear all the time.
You don't get a warning when you're going to have an off.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
And
I call it having an off.
And you will have an off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a guy I used to ride with, he explained it like this. He goes, I don't know what happened. I was on and I was off. You don't know when you're going to have off.
So I used to, when I first got back into the family business, this was early 2002, and I would ride year round regardless of the weather. I had plug-in heated gear and everything else.
Right.
And so I rode to work and from work every day. I put more miles on two wheels than I did on four at this point in my life. And I would do like 1,500 miles every weekend. I would leave Friday after work, and I'd come back Sunday night late. I was hauling ass to work, and I was driving like a moron, and I was passing like 8 cars on this little 2-lane highway, and one of them was one of our technicians, and he just saw me, and he knew it was me, and I knew it was him, Wow! And the next turn comes around, and there was loose gravel in the turn that I didn't realize.
Oh yeah,
and so
cinders, baby.
I low sided, and I had frame sliders on it because I was a very aggressive driver, and I knew that I was going to have downs, and slid off, and I hopped up. I was like, man, damn it! All right, because I knew I'd have to buy some plastic and everything else. And I'm walking over to start fighting my bike up and get it out of the ditch. And he pulls over, and he is laughing so hard, and he grabs my tank, and he's just a mountain of a man. He grabs my tank bag, throws it in the back of the truck, and says, you can have it when you get to the shop, and picks up my bike and says, get to work. Off I go.
I got high-sided on gravel one time coming because it slid out.
You just like
it
Superman
slid out
over
and
the
then it
handlebars.
caught, right? It slid and it caught, and it was like a catapult. And I was like, from the middle of the road, like I was in somebody's front yard by the time I hit the ground. I wasn't even going that fast. I was going like 20, but it
Yeah.
See, we ride dirt bikes, so I'm used to that. That's
Yeah.
off road. That's dirt.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you're gonna have
rocks
an
and
off.
things, but not street stuff. You know?
Asphalt hurts.
But yeah,
So,
it's great counsel.
well, cool.
great
Yeah.
counsel. What's nice about the snowmobiles is there's 6 inches of relatively soft.
Softish.
It's not,
Depends on how fast you're moving when you hit it.
well, yeah, and snowmobiling's funny. People think it's like soft, fluffy snow. No, they have
packed.
$1 million machines they're running over this like a ski resort, right? To pack it down. But it's way
I would
more
think that it's
forgiving.
not the snow that causes the problem. It's the trees off the trail that
Well,
cause the problem.
you have those.
Yeah.
One time I was having it off and I threw my machine to safety, but the machine was 100 pounds heavier than me. So when I knew I was coming off in midair, I was like, bye. I'm not hitting the ground
Yeah.
on this because
Yeah.
I will die. But I pushed my body off the trail and I had an off into a telephone pole with my body one time.
I feel bad for that telephone pole.
It did break it.
Your body broke the
It
telephone
was,
pole.
it was an old telephone pole. It luckily had been cut off, no wires on it, and it was used as a gate post. It was this big
Okay.
around, and I broke the gate post with my body. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Was it mostly just your head that hit it?
It was. I hit right here on my side above my hip.
I thought we were
And it
going to be
was
able to.
actually,
I
I'm
thought
not
we were going to
kidding
be able.
you. I had soft tissue damage. It was tender for like 6 years.
Wow.
I was in pain every day for 6 years. If
So
something would
I
rub
mentioned
on it, it was
earlier that
terrible.
No,
this
hang
is
on
not
just
the
a second. I
direction
gotta
I
ask.
thought we were going to go.
Hang on, I gotta ask about an off. What the heck is an off?
When
Fall off. You fall
Okay.
off the motorcycle.
Heading
You fall
off.
off the yeah.
It's a nice way
Okay.
of saying you fell off.
I didn't know if you like woke up and your brain's off and you're like not catching and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm like. That's
feel
pretty
a
cool.
lot.
So, are you
You're like,
familiar with the
okay.
Isle of Man TT?
No.
The Isle of Man
man.
TT is
Them guys are
is
cool.
a
Way
race.
cooler
It's
than
a
me.
week-long race on the Isle of Man in the British Isles, and it's around this island. And it's an old, like ancient town, right? So
Yeah.
stone walls everywhere and old pubs, and you're driving across the. They have a mountain on the backside. You drive around the mountain. and
People that race it must be the most confident riders in the world because I
170,
see how they ride.
180 miles an hour on public roads with no safety barriers and no runoff on the side of a mountain.
However fast the machine they're riding will go is how fast they ride.
Yeah,
it.
and
they don't.
They have
don't-
sidecar races where it's two dudes on a motorcycle and a sidecar. But they say, "Oh, what happened to so and so? Oh, he fell off." And what they mean there when they say he fell off is that he died on the mountain.
Wow.
So they just don't talk about it. He fell off. So
Okay.
it's crazy. But
You
we're not
have
going to
to-
talk
so
about
when
that
you're
kind of
off-
fall off.
Isle of Man TT YouTube it.
The
Just-
the onboard cameras are
And you
crazy.
know the difference between like watching something on camera and being there. Like when
yeah.
you see it on camera, you're gonna get a little goosebumpy.
Yeah,
so you can just imagine. I mean, these guys, however fast this leader bike will go, is how fast they're going.
Hey, it's me, Mike's kid. Want to tell us your wild shop stories? Or maybe you just think my dad's totally wrong. Call us at 704-CONFESS and leave a message. You can tell us we're awesome, or you can tell us we're idiots. We're cool either way. That's 704-CONFESS. Just don't make it too weird.
However fast it'll go.
There's actually a documentary about a dude who got he had a degenerative neurological disorder, and he was single at the time, and he was a passionate motorcycle club racer, and
Right.
he knew that he was going to die and he was going to lose his motor function. So he sold everything, and he moved to the Isle of Man, and he didn't even have a bike at the time. And for a year, he rode the course every day on a bicycle to learn the course super well, and then bought a bike and got like this fly by the seat of the pants sponsorship. And he raced the Isle of Man before his cognitive ability
That's cool.
detracted.
Wow.
And he talks about at the end how he's asleep back at the cottage that he was renting the day after the Isle of Man, the TT was over, and he's going through the track with his eyes closed, and he realizes another place that he could have picked up another 2 seconds, and he's like, I'll never get to do it again, but he's always racing it in his head, you know, so it's a cool
That's a
documentary.
cool story.
So, and has absolutely nothing to do with Elite and owning a training company.
Right.
All because your daughter bought a motorcycle. We
Yeah.
just lost 10 minutes of our lives.
It's all right. It was good. Yeah, it's good.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you still got Barney Brothers.
Yep.
But now you've got this monster elite that you're trying to evolve and grow to the next generation. You are effectively the second generation of elite. It was you bought from the founder 3 years ago. 3 years ago now.
3 years in January.
And you've got an awesome new program that you've built out, 180, which I think is incredible.
Isn't it cool?
Yes. The more I learned about it, the more I think it's awesome. And I've had the opportunity to talk with Matt about it a few times, and we've recorded an episode actually talking about it. But give me your version of what 180 is, because Brian wasn't a part of that episode.
Yeah.
I think it's super cool.
Well, I mean, what is so cool about it is it's like you've got all these shops like myself that we didn't have that extra money for coaching. I mean, really, we didn't have it. You know, I mean, it somehow made it work. But we came up with a program that's still going to give value and be able to help out shop owners without breaking the bank.
Right.
You can get into the good stuff, you know, and get weekly coaching and get all the other stuff that helps shops to
This is a
really
set of
grow,
training
right?
wheels. This is bumper bowling.
Yeah.
This is bumper bowling before we learn to spin the ball.
And that's what, I mean,
Right.
it's been built.
You guys
Matt
spin the
and-
ball?
What's that?
When
I
you bowl,
guess
you
they
spin.
do. I mean, people that
Oh,
are
my
good.
goodness.
I don't. I can't. No.
I still spend bolts, yeah. Part of life, right? But it's awesome because it goes with the basics and it gives a foundation of these things that you should have as a shop owner.
Right. Right.
And a lot of us, I didn't know some of that stuff.
Puts a set of
you know?
guardrails in
Yeah,
place.
I mean, guardrails exactly it to keep you from getting it off, right?
I got you from having it off.
Yeah. But it's all there. And the best part is that you get a call, you know, with a coach.
Okay.
And it's very in-depth and detailed. And then you've got all the self-study stuff that you can do and still have access to resources and things to help you out on the journey.
Gotcha.
And he gives you assignments and helps you out with certain things. But it's really designed to help out the average shop, you know? I mean, there's so many people that aren't at training. You know, think about the shops out there that don't have training.
Over 100,000 aftermarket automotive repair shops in the country.
And how many are here?
And it's the same 5,000 people that we see at all of these events.
Exactly.
It's not even
and
really
they all go.
5,000.
Yeah.
It's the same.
So what about all those other ones that are just like you and I that like struggle? It's like, I mean, you're going through it right now, right? Where you're just like busy, but it's like we're not making money or it's slow and it's life.
Our shop's an anomaly.
Right.
We have a geographical advantage where there's nobody that can provide a high level of competency automotive service in our immediate area.
Except Dan and Rachel.
I said in our immediate. They're 30 minutes south.
okay.
And what's funny is in our area, that 30-minute drive, people are like, So we're like
It's too far.
we're like the first competent shop headed south from Lake Ontario.
Well, life happens and it will.
Yeah.
It's part of life, and it just doesn't matter how good you think you've got it dialed. Life happens. Will
Sure.
take you sideways, and all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, "What the heck happened?"
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
for
that's
sure.
where we created this foundational program that can help even good shop owners,
Yeah.
you know, and guys that are dialed in, but they can still go and get some additional assistance. And
Well,
really
and
learn
the
things.
tools that have
So-
been built into it, the calculators and the process manuals
It's
and the
so
guides
cool.
and I can't imagine the amount of work that was put into building that
my
program
goodness.
out.
Yeah.
And so you've got 180, which has all of these tools and processes and everything else that so frequently hold up the evolution of the maturity of a business.
Yep.
And then you got 360.
Yeah.
Which is
It's weekly coaching.
Yeah, which is weekly one-on-one calls, and then you've got Pro Service, which is a 20-group process. Then you've got Master's Program, which is service advisor training, and then you've got Fly with the Eagles, which is manager, owner, kind of holistic 3-day program training. Did I get everything?
Yeah.
What am I missing?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you kind of have something for everybody.
We do.
And I appreciate that. The thing that I love, that I get excited about when I talk to people about Elite right now, obviously, there's a special place in my heart for Pro Service and for the 20-group process because my entire adult life, I've been involved with what eventually became Pro Service. Because my dad was already. But the 180 program, I think, is going to be such a tool to help raise up so many shops around the country, and it's scalable, and the price point is stupid good.
It's like, how can you not?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So I don't want to say the price point specifically because life happens and things change, but call and figure it out because it's less than you're paying per month for your shop management software, probably.
Yes. And
So
the best part is that you can get results. It's there.
tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome.
You're like,
know?
hey,
And
how do I
so-
set this rate? How do I set that? How do I set up my rate? It's all there. It's all there.
And the
So-
thing is that we've got something for everybody. You know, and if you got 10 locations and you want to help to maximize that, got people in the peer group that have done it.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. They're yeah.
From 2 bays to 10 bays.
Yeah.
You got,
But yeah,
10
if-
locations.
from
2
2 bays
to
from
10
2 bays to
locations,
100
you got-
bays. Yeah,
whatever.
so-
Yeah, you got it
Well,
covered. Yeah.
I mean, and we used to, with the way things used to be set up, is it was like we had certain requirements even to help basic clients, right? And you had to be at a certain level for us to even help you. And it's like, it really bothered me because it's like, there's people out there that are one-man bands that are really kicking some butt, but we didn't have anything to help them. And that's when,
they need help getting the next person hired.
and it's like, we're all, like I said, we're all in different parts of our journey. And that's, I want to be able to help
Yeah.
everybody that needs help.
So one of the
No.
most exciting parts about that, I think, is that Elite has officially embraced the free diag model, and that's all they
gosh.
coach. And I'm sorry, that's
I was like, oh no, where the heck is this going?
that's
No
totally
way.
a lie.
got a headache.
Sabrina's off camera, and she's like, "Oh hell no!"
Can we be real? There's all sorts of ways to do things.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
And it's okay. If
And
you-
whatever way I'm doing it this year is the best way.
Yes.
Apparently.
And
Oh
I'm
my
also
goodness.
super humble.
And how many? Yeah, never
Let's
mind.
stay away from that. Oh my goodness. You
There's
know what?
more than one way to skin the cat.
So I texted to
Yeah.
check with my team because I've got
Boy,
guys in
you
classes
won.
all over the place.
Sure.
And I said, "Hey, how was class today?" And I said, "Well, class was really good, but pretty much all of the coaches think that we are what's wrong with the industry." And
What?
I
The-
think too many people are worried about what others are doing.
It's amazing.
it's because some,
know
peop-
who taught
some
me
people
that?
get in their
Tanika
feels.
Haynes.
Really?
Yeah, other people's cake don't make you fat or something
Yeah,
like that. She said.
what you eat doesn't make me fat.
Yeah,
what
what-
I eat doesn't make you
Other
fat.
people's
That's
cake.
what it was.
That's what she
Yeah.
said. When I heard it, she said, "Other people's cake don't make me fat."
You miss the basics though of just getting back to taking care of people.
Tanika, you actually need to sign up with Elite because every time I have an episode with Matt, you message me by noon on Tuesday when it's released, and you're like, "I got FOMO. What an amazing episode. He's so smart." Come on, girl. I'm talking to you.
I was
Yeah.
talking to Matt. I love Matt. Well, I've been a very heavy racing fan all my life. So, like, it's really cool to see Matt here, right? Because I've watched Matt race
awesome.
for years, right? So, I don't
I wonder if I kind of get the vibe that he's like done with that chapter, and he talks about it
so
because
we talked about it, and we have a customer who was a very avid racer, not only owned his own race team, but was flown to places to race for other people weekly. He's also a farmer, go figure. And he had to do the same thing Matt did, which was turn it off like a light switch.
Yeah.
because he'll
it's
talk
like-
about it if you ask him to, but he will never bring it up.
Well, like
It's the past.
Our customer
you know?
doesn't go watch racing, doesn't talk to people who used to race, doesn't do anything, because he said it's like a competition addiction. And when this guy was trying to quit racing the last few years, he'd like have a season and start out bad, and he'd be like, "Psh, this is great. This is the last year I'm going to do this. I'm finally going to quit." Then you win 4 times. And the next thing you know, you're selling a car, you're buying another $80,000 roller, buying another $80,000 engine to put in the roller, and we're going to go racing again this year. And he's just like, finally, he was like, you know what? And actually, what are they, agro business or whatever. The deal where agriculture has turned from this thing from just farming and wholesaling to having events on your property and everything else and all this stuff.
Having a barn that's just for the weddings. And yeah.
Precisely
Yeah.
has gotten him busy enough to where he realizes, I really don't have time. I mean, they have a beautiful property where they put in all these sunflowers and they have weekly
Agrotourism. That's what it is.
Agrotourism. They have weekly concerts all summer, and finally he's busy enough. He's like, I ain't got time to deal with that racing. We got stuff to do.
So I'd like to know about the team at Elite because we've
Yeah.
talked about you a little bit. We've talked about Matt, and we've fangirled over him and his racing career.
Should I ask him to sign my chest?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
He would.
Talk to me about the master's program for service advisors and
course.
the folks that you've got teaching that program because one of them's in the room right now.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
I got to be careful here because she's somebody that I really look up to and admire. She's awesome.
Not literally. She's kind of short.
Yeah, she is. She is.
You look down
short.
at her.
So
Right?
come over here and stick your head into this and say hi.
I'm
Okay.
only vertically challenged,
Yeah.
so I don't know when they can see
Yeah,
me.
she's right here. Yeah. So Sabrina was a service advisor, and sold service and went through the master's program and kicked butt and was really incredible and did well. And it's one of those things. She was one of our superstar students, and then she decided to get out of the industry and was looking for a job. And we happened to Tom Amaro, that works with us, said, "Hey, did you know that Sabrina's looking for a job?" I was like, "No way." I said, "You reach out to her?" He's like, No, that's up to you." So we talked about it a little bit, and Tom ended up texting her and said, "Hey, we'd like to talk with you." And it's awesome because we got somebody on the team that really cares about people. As much as I really, there's something I just got this feeling about, and I still love people, right? And she is taking that. I was scared to let go of it because I love the program so much. I've helped so many people grow their lives, and I get to see the results because I work with them for 6 months, right? And it's something that to this day, Zach up in Alaska, he went through the master's program, and he ended up buying the shop and doing all this stuff, and it's just so cool to watch people go through the course and to watch it change their lives. And
in 20 years, there are lots of guys that were there for like the legacy program, which is now a retired program, but it was a 20 group for store managers.
Yeah.
And now they're coming to the meetings and they own the business because they bought the business from the first generation. There's a ton of that.
It's so cool.
now. Yeah, and these are dudes that you would see. You go to a shop visit, and the shop visit's 3 days long, and then there's one dinner where some of the key employees come to dinner, and you meet them.
Right.
And so you don't see them for 3 days, but you hear about them and you talk about them, and they come to dinner, and you meet them face to face for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But then 10 years later, they're at the meeting because
You're
they
visiting
own
their
the
shop.
Yeah,
business.
they
Yeah,
buy it.
That's very cool.
and that owner has found a pathway to the retirement that they desire and sold it to someone who knows and loves the business and takes
Yes.
care of the customers the same way.
Right. And a lot of times it's a service advisor.
Yeah.
Because they're there and they watch them connect with customers and they watch them carry the message that they themselves believe in that business and they watch their advisor do it.
Yeah.
That's why I love this program so much and that's why I'm talking about Sabrina though. It's like she's taking that vision that Bob had when he originally created the course. I've taken and ran with it and made it my own. And then Sabrina is taking with it and running it and making it her own. And taking that vision of let's help people and let's help them on the journey. And it's all about connecting with people.
And so Sabrina is in charge of Masters.
Yep.
And typically has a sidekick when they do the in-person portion
That's
of that.
always me.
Is it always you?
Up to this point, I think it will be until she kicks me out.
Okay.
But I love the 3 days because
Okay.
I get to go spend 3 days presenting and sharing.
And it's 3 days of in-person class, and then
Yeah.
it's 6 months of weekly meetings. There's assignments, there's a midterm, there's a final exam.
Yeah.
You can't just graduate this program.
No, and it's all instructor led. It's not recordings.
Yeah.
Hey, get into my program and here's a recording
And
you
there's
watch
some
it.
there's some team projects.
Yeah.
Right.
She does progress reviews with owners. She does so much stuff of, calling
It's like
to make
taking a
sure they're
college
good,
course.
and it is. It is. Yeah. It's accredited by AMI and it's got
Yeah.
a lot of clout to
Oh,
it.
wow.
Okay.
It's pretty neat.
That's very
And plus, it's a pretty substantial investment for an owner. So they take it serious too because they're putting this money and they want to watch the results. And we do tracking sheets each week so they know exactly if their advisor's improving or not. Like we say, the proof is in the pudding. So you can actually look at the numbers and watch. The coolest thing lately is now everybody's talking about the Google reviews. They're like, I can't believe how much Google reviews we're getting now. Because this advisor
You learn how to ask for them.
learns how to
appropriately.
talk. No, you just learn how to talk to people and be nice. Because it's this transactional world that we live in. They don't want that. People want to be cared for. They want to feel like somebody cares for them.
Our Google reviews are really good if I stay out of the office. Yeah. Our guys in the office are awesome. Everybody loves them.
So, and you've got a very young shop, right?
Yes.
You don't have a lot of old dudes, old crabby, grouchy dudes walking around.
I'm the old crabby grouchy dude walking around at 39 years old. Yeah. And you know what? It's good if I'm not up there. Sometimes you'll hear something going on and they'll need backup. They'll need the old crabby grouchy dude that can set the tone for how this interaction is going to happen with somebody who's not familiar with the program. A new customer is not familiar with the program. But most of the time, all of our people love Justin and William. They love them.
That's awesome.
Jeff out in Lockport. They love Jeff. They love the guys.
Okay, so that's Masters.
Yep.
And now let's talk about Eagles.
Eagles? Yeah,
Yes.
it's still led by Joe Marconi.
Okay.
The living legend, he's been
man,
with the
the
league
myth.
since the 90s, And so,
Wait,
yeah.
real quick question, like
Yeah.
real talk. Does Joe kind of hate me? I feel like Joe's not a big fan of the mic. I mean,
No, he's never said anything to me.
I mean, Joe. I mean, come on, buddy. Let's go.
No, honestly, I've never heard him say.
You're not after your performance on Thursday night. You're not in the calling out position. Don't do that.
So-
to people.
I took a fall for the entertainment of the masses. That was fake. It was fake. It was entertainment. It was sports entertainment.
I must have
All
missed it, so I'll have to go back and watch it, I guess, right?
Sumo wrestling
sumo
against
wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
the jaded mechanic.
Okay.
Everybody evidently thought that he beat me
Right?
badly, 4-0.
I'm just saying, there's only
I thought maybe you got paid to throw it.
there's
you know,
only
so-
one host of this podcast that actually beat somebody on Thursday night, and it wasn't you.
Well, I mean, there's a reason they have weight classes in competition.
I didn't ask anybody. They asked me.
I also
They
was
got
told
what
that I was
going on.
doing it. I was not asked if I wanted to do that. Just like last night dancing on that table for TikTok. Are you kidding me? That was a major OSHA compliance issue. Were you at the casino night?
No, I was looking at the camera going, I missed this, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that. I was already down. Me and Sweetbread were sipping on scotch in the hospitality lounge.
But Joe does not
Watching-
hate you, though.
watching
So I just want to
how many
address
people-
that, though. Because he would have, Joe would have mentioned something to me if he didn't like you.
Joe, I need you to send me some pastries so that I know that we're good.
Joe, you hear that? Okay.
gosh.
Can you write that down for me? Thank you, Sabrina. Okay.
So
Yeah.
Joe is the primary instructor.
Matt and Tom,
Matt- okay.
the three of them team teach it together.
Okay.
so-
And that is a 2 or 3 day program
3
now?
days.
3 days, okay.
Yeah.
I think when I went many, many moons ago, it might have been a 2 day program.
It used to be 5.
Oh my God. I can't do anything for 5 days. I'm burning out on this on day 3. So,
But it's like everything from profit and loss to employee management to everything.
to
I mean,
hiring
it's-
and recruiting,
yes.
to marketing, to,
It's
yeah.
Yeah. And the cool thing is just like we're talking about this morning, I was walking with Brian Walker and Eric Merchant, and we're talking about how important it is to go and spend time with other shop owners because you just get different perspectives, right? And that's what Eagles is. You sit there and you hear this different feedback from people, and then they go to dinners and lunches together, and you get to talk and get to know people, you know. And it's awesome.
Eric is a 360 client.
Yeah, he's actually wants to be in pro service.
Yeah, well,
Eric's my brother. Did you know that?
Brother from another mother. They have
What?
pictures together that they had a caricature. You tell the story.
So last year at ASTA, Eric and I, we looked at each other. We're like, we should, between the two of us, I don't know, maybe it was his idea or my idea. He goes, we should convince people we're brothers. We had like 70 people on board. The caricature artist last year, we had him drawing us to send a picture home to mom because we hadn't seen mom at the same time in 20 years.
And so in the bottom of the picture, it says
cool.
to mom.
To mom. And then we tried to convince people that Tracy Capriotto was our sister, and that's where we really started losing ground on this whole thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't working out.
Tracy's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you can't have fun, what can you have,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I could see the resemblance. I mean, you guys.
Eric and I?
No, you and Tracy. Very-
Right.
no, maybe not.
Did you hear
a lot
about her
of-
getting nominated? She's like going to be getting Women in Excellence Award, like one of the top awards
Really?
at
Is
Apex
that,
this year.
is that
She
out
just
for
telling me
public
about
consumption? I didn't know that.
it. Oh, it's so awesome. I
So
mean,
this
really.
this won't be published until after Apex anyway.
Yeah,
So
it's really
Okay,
cool, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they live
excited.
up by me. Carm lives it's about a 50-minute drive from my house to Carm, so we see each other more than at just these things.
I think they come to Wilco for service on their vehicles, right?
They have either
awesome.
us or Dan and Rachel, yeah.
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 Or other. We have an independent shop owners group. They'll visit, for service, yeah.
Well, cool. So now we've covered 180, we've covered 360.
Yeah.
We've covered Masters.
Yeah.
We've talked a little bit about
Eagles.
Fly with the Eagles.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about Pro Service
Yeah.
and the evolution of Pro Service. So I've grown up with Jim Murphy as the facilitator of Pro Service, and it was his property that partnered alongside Bob and Elite. And my understanding is that now you have brought that wholly into the fold of Elite, and because Jim's approaching retirement, right?
Yeah.
And he's starting to pull back some, and good for him,
course.
man. What a great life he has led, and he's actually collected shop owners from around the country into this community in Arizona where they've all sold their businesses and retired, and now they have
Oh,
homes.
he's built a compound.
They have homes back home, and they have homes in Arizona.
yeah.
And there's like 6 or 7 of them, right?
Yeah.
That are like just the dearest of friends, and they socialize together, and they mountain bike together, and they go out on side by sides in the desert.
automotive community compound.
I like it.
It's
That's-
neat. Yeah. And it's time. You know, he's not going anywhere. He's still going to be involved, but we're now letting Nick and Dan take it and run with it. And
well, that's what I'm talking about. The new. I mean, they're a year in, right?
Yeah.
And in this co-leadership process of transition. But Nick is the primary facilitator, and Dan is his sidekick in spandex.
Yeah.
So Dan is another successful elite client who built up a killer business and sold it, and is enjoying this in retirement, and he's got a place in Chicago and a place in Arizona at the compound.
Right.
And so he's always bouncing back
Compound.
and forth.
I like the compound.
Tell me about Nick, the facilitator of that process.
Nick had a bunch of shops and sold those to Gills, and then he was on board as a manager for them for, I don't know, I think they had 170 some stores or something like that. And so a recommendation by Jim, and Jim says, hey, you need to meet this guy. And so I started talking with him, and I was like, wow, he's really sharp. And he gets it, and he's down to earth. He's not a pompous, guy. He's just down to earth, awesome guy.
Well, I floated this idea, and production and planning, future planning for podcast partnership, always best if done live on camera. I floated this idea in Michigan last week. And this, like 5% chance this comes to fruition, but sitting at the airport waiting to go to the meeting, and this shop falls in my lap, and they're like, a landlord calls me, and he's like, hey, my tenant, I'm having to chase money. I know you do a good thing. I'll give you a lot of concessions on a new roof and a new parking lot, and clean up and paint the building and everything. Do you want to come take over this facility? And it's an 8-bay tire store, but it's a Hispanic tire store. So for me, I don't know how to operate that business. So it would be a ground up build up, but it would need to be a tire store, and it would need to be a different brand because it's too close to one of my other stores. It couldn't be Carfix. And so I was like, well, Matt,
Could probably be
I love you.
Tire-Fix.
I love you, bro. But maybe in 2026, it's building a tire store from the ground up with Nick.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Because he
that's
knows
what
the
he
tire
knows.
business. He knows the tire business inside and out.
Oh my goodness.
Up and down, right? And so Nick was like, yeah, sure, whatever, just say what. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Nick is
If
cool.
that store comes to fruition, then we'll have that conversation further. So, and now you're in this awkward position where you got to be like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
No, it's good. It's fine. I don't care. I mean, if we're helping people out, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
There's money in tires.
Well, and there are people out there who are trying to figure out how to make more money in tires, right?
Yeah.
Because
Oh
the
my
independent repair side doesn't know how good tires are and how to maximize
good.
tires.
Yeah.
Do you know how we went from 2 guys in a building to 3 locations?
Slinging a bunch of Goodyears,
A lot of rubber, man.
slinging rubber.
We love doing tires.
Tires are good.
Love doing tires. Love doing tires for cars.
You said you're the
trucks.
biggest G3S in that
Well,
part of New York?
well, G3X went away in our area because Tire Hub buyout.
Okay.
But one year we were the largest G3X dealer in the Western New York market.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you didn't even have a road force balancer.
I did not have a road force balance with them. One of our shops actually has 2 tire machines. They do so many tires.
I have 2, but it's because one of them broke down and we just shoved it to the corner.
Oh no, like ours,
I got one of
those
ours are 2 getting used at the same time.
It's like we're gonna fix that one of these days and sell it. Yeah.
I'm
And
sure
we do-
that we'll get scrap metal for that
exactly.
in 20 years.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it.
We do all the tires. We kind of got out of like tractor tires. Like we were doing
ag tires are
big ag tires. So big ag. So there's a difference between ag tires and implement tires. Implement tires is like an 11L15 that's
Like on a
hay
Bobcat.
rake. No, on a hay rake, on
Okay.
a tow behind implement, right?
Okay.
We still do a ton of those. We actually stop. We have shelves of tubes that we stock, and we stock a fair amount of implement.
That's a
tires.
flashback to my dad's store, man. I
Yeah.
hated the tubes, man. Ugh.
But you know what happens? You get to these farmers, they know that you're going to take care of their implement tires and take care of them efficiently. So now you have all the pickup trucks, you have all the everything that
Yeah,
you
it feeds everything else.
can do. They know that you do. That air conditioning is very universal, right? HVAC air conditioning is the same on a tractor as it is on a truck as it is on a car. So now you have their tractor air conditioning. You have so much service by just choosing to decide to make. And you're not
Do you think in downtown Raleigh I can get a lot of tractor air conditioning work?
I do. I think
probably
that'd
not
be
going to
great.
have
Good idea.
any
Yeah.
9320 John Deere's pulling.
I thought
up
you had to have like
You never know.
I thought you had to go to the dealership to have your John Deere air conditioning worked on.
You do not.
They lost that lawsuit, and now right to repair.
You never did.
Okay.
We have a John Deere tractor at the shop for clearing the lot, and I fix the air conditioning on that myself.
There's like a lot of ADD in this room. Do you know that?
Dan Buss diagnosed me with ADHD last week. That was the interesting fact someone might not know about.
It's
you.
not good. And I'm worse than he is.
Hey, so everybody, this is Darrin Barney from Elite joining us today.
What day is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squirrel?
Well, I feel like we've kind of touched.
Sorry.
On your first visit, we talked about the growth of Barney Brothers and your growth, and today we've had the chance to talk about all the different stuff that Elite has to offer, and I feel passionately about Elite because they've been so integral in my father's life and business development and the transition to myself, and so thank you for that, and thank you for continuing that legacy that Bob started.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that I've missed that we should cover, you think?
I think we're good. No, is there anything else I needed to discuss about business-wise?
Where do you want Elite to be in 10 years?
I want to continue to help more people. That's the biggest thing. I want to help those people that, like me, I really don't, I've said this before, I don't think I'd be alive if it wasn't for Elite. You know, getting there at 7 o'clock in the morning and working until 11 o'clock at night and just thinking that's the way of life. I'd go home and be with, my wife, and then once we had kids, I was better, but it's like, I don't know if I would be here if it wasn't for coaching and for Elite. And so I want to help out all those people out there that need that, those shop owners that really don't know any different.
So if somebody has heard this and they're like, okay, you've beaten me into submission, I'm going to call Elite. Who should they call? Where should they call? Should they go to the website? How do they get in touch with you?
Go to the website. Tom Amaro is our sales guy. And so, Tom, he's awesome. He's got a heart of gold. And he
Delinquent
can help,
gambler.
so.
He's been at the poker table every night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not.
He's LDS, right? And it's not a
no
gambler. Drinking, no gambling.
Yeah.
But he loves
playing
cards, so.
He was doing shots. He was gambling. Caffeine every morning. I think he got a tattoo at the tattoo convention next door. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. I'm sorry, Brian.
But that's, just reach out to us. Come talk to us at events. Just come see us. We'll help you. There's something for everybody we can help you with.
Awesome. Thanks, Darrin. I appreciate it.
So the biggest thing, though, to remember about Elite is that we're about the people. And that's the biggest thing that I'm really proud of is the fact that it's not transactional.
They're not.
I
was just going to say, they're not transactional. They're about the people.
They're a relationship-based business.
Well, but
that's just a running trope in the
it's at,
podcast is that I'm a transactional business.
There's nothing wrong with making money. We all have to make money.
There's transactions.
I had a conversation about. Okay, we're just going to go off on another 10-minute tangent, and you got stuff to do, but
we're good.
There is a segment of our community that wants to act like being profitable is evil. And that's some BS.
See, that's a bunch of crap. You got to make money to sustain the message.
And if you want to do big giving and make big differences, it's a lot easier to do that if you've got a little bit of cash in the bank.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? I tell you what.
Or if you want a private jet so that you don't have to wait in TSA line, it also helps to have a little bit of cash.
Well, the thing is, though, you're talking about impact. I have some friends that are extremely wealthy. You know how much money they give? One of my friends is a plastic surgeon. You know what? He goes and he flies to all these third world countries and does cleft palate stuff and does it for free.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And that takes money to do that.
Amanda's absolutely one because I guess there's a big hospital boat that goes offshore and goes to ports in Africa, and you fly and you live on the boat for 3 months and you just do surgery all day long.
You just take care of people.
And it's just medical missions.
Who do you think pays for that? Yeah. It's people that
have made money.
and they give money.
I know.
It's just money is not evil.
Started.
It's
people crying about other people making too much money. You know how much money them people give away?
Yes.
Don't get me started.
Think about it.
I know.
You
don't have to tell me.
It's like it's okay to make money, but the thing is, though, when you don't have it, you're angry at everybody else who does. It's just part of life.
No billionaire having his $1 billion has ever affected my life. I can promise you that. Okay.
Yeah, what Elon does doesn't really matter to you.
I don't care. Good for him.
So you heard it. You heard it here first. We're going to wrap the episode on this note that greed is good. All right.
Make money. It's okay. Charge accordingly. Charge what you're worth. Right?
It's not money. Money is inanimate. It is the love of money.
Yeah, that's right. It's 100%.
All right.
Just whatever.
That's the second time we've referenced that verse this week. And I still can't remember what verse it is. Amanda, you know what verse that is by heart. Something in Proverbs.
All the
feels like
Proverbs.
It's Proverbs adjacent. All right, that's it.
Cool.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our video today. If you enjoyed this content and you'd like to see some more, you can click right here. And it would be really helpful for me if you thought that this level of mediocrity is something that could help your other friends that were shop owners or in the industry. You can click right here and subscribe. Can even set up notifications if you want. I'd love to have you on the channel.